Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to my first stream in YouTube. I was curious. I was streaming like some of the times on Twitch, but I thought just like let's give YouTube a chance because I'm using YouTube so much and I think it's for me. But if it could be a lot more better. Uh so let's start this game that I found on Steam a while ago. It's free to play. It's called D1AL-ogue. It has really big inspirations from another uh, some of these genres of visual novel, maybe just like talking to your clients and things like that. It has the same like cyberpunkish vibe as Valhalla. So let's start. Hello, Michael, Michelle. How are you doing over there? I seem to have gotten a bit used to life in Chroma City. Instead of the rising sun, I've started diving my days by payment approvals and insufficient funds. The light monopolized by Sunshine Corp has replaced the sun, and most things are solved with price tags. I wish beer was the only thing I had to pay for. Right, the price of beer went up again recently. Everything is going up except for two things: the sun and my income. But Michelle, everything comes at a high price except for the value of labor. But I can find but I can find some stability, at least while I'm working. When I drifted here after we parted ways, I thought my incompetence was the reason for our breakup, and that those still weighs on me, and that still weighs on me. I can't say things are completely different now, but here, at least while I'm holding on to my word, that weight lifts just for a moment. Regardless of how much I earn, for that time at least I have the assurance that I won't collapse. The people I meet, the conversations we have, and what I've come to feel, I want to tell you about it. On the second floor of a commercial district, slightly away from the city center. Repair Clinic D1AL-ogue. A place where the outside noises recedes with just a few words of small talk. Don't criticize my naming skills. Because in Chroma City, they give estimates for heartbreaks and charge for repairs. Wow, even the interface is unapologetically uh, Valhalla. Mm. Message from Michelle. Lame. Hmm. I said the name is totally lame. And Chris, did you have a beer? What's with that sentimental nonsense this early in the morning? I was just thinking about a customer from yesterday, and I couldn't help it. He came in saying his portable virtual chip was stuck, but maybe it activated during repairs. Because he started running around the room like crazy, swinging a leather belt at me. Thanks to him, my dial equipment also bit the dust too. That's because you have such a shady and lame name. Only customers fitting that description would show up. Huh, don't tell me. You're talking about the oasis of Chroma City, bathed in neon light. D1AL-ogue Repair Clinic? A repair clinic is an all-around sanctuary that provides not just quick and accurate repairs, but also emotional stability through the comfortable conversation. That shady name is exactly why EVs need repairs during away and go elsewhere, Emotional stability for EVs? That feels less like shady and more like creepy. Is that why you habitually make EVs wet themselves? Okay. To be precise, it's the act of discharging overheated coolant. Yeah, even the dialogue is. Well, I do not mind being a inspiration. The person who created this visual novel had really big inspirations from Valhalla, because the last time Valhalla was released was I don't know, 10 years or more than 10 years ago now, or it's been 10 years. I believe it's 2016 when it came out. So, and we haven't heard nothing about the new one for a long, long time. Your phrasing is misleading. Same difference. What do you mean, same difference? You're probably the only one who describes it like that. Stop spotting nonsense so early and check your equipment already. Are you not opening for business today? You used to love stories like this. Even though you used to sing about wanting to become an Eevee when you were little. Shut up. Seems like the hangover from yesterday's beer is pretty bad. And speaking of EVs, why don't you replace the outdated equipment in your repair clinic? Using a dial when D1AL when D5AL is already out, it's disrespectful to them. What you're uh, what you're overlooking is total DXAL equipment is strictly specialized for diagnoses. The diagnosis performance was so good from the first generation that even with the fifth generation out, it hasn't improved dramatically. That was the difference. The main advertisements are in unit synthesis, convenience in the synthesis process, overclocking synthesis parts, firmware modification, etc. However, I can make up for the D1AL's lagging synthesis performance purely with a touch of my fingertips. That's actually kind of impressive. Crucially, if I upgraded to a newer generation, why? Is there an extra subscription fee? Like everything nowadays, there would be no point of having registered the business as D1AL-ogue. You don't seem to get it. A little wit breathes vitality into a weary life, and also seeing this strangely named repair clinic operating normally, I guess your skills really are unquestionable. Then it should be a breeze if I suddenly test you with the standard DXAL practical level 1 mock maintenance, right? Hmm? Practice repair. Prove Michelle wrong about your skills. Target move 20. It's been a long time since I last do a mock maintenance. Yeah, we should do I should do a tutorial. Accept request. So you can check the damaged parts on D1AL that need repairs right now. First, let's select the damaged part to repair. Okay. D1AL consists of 4 layers and 6 indices. Each model can be moved by dragging it to swap places with adjacent modules up, down, left, and right. Moving modes used by dial's battery. If you use up all the battery, you can't move anymore. Let's try moving a module. So while dragging a module, right click and cancel the right click to cancel the move. Try canceling the move with the right click. If your module aligns 3 or more, the synthesis into a higher tier unit. If you synthesize modules to a total of 10 times, the battery overcharges and increases maximum capacity. You can check the current damage located and required unit on right click panel. Okay. Hover your mouse over each damage location to see the required unit. Okay, this is more complicated than I would expected. This case requires multiple types of units. The info panel will show you the required unit colors for each position. So just place the units according to the colors replaced with it. Okay. Now place the required modules to complete the maintenance. Oh, and it says you need a oh, okay. The last damage part requires a higher tier unit. You can check the unit on tier phone by pressing tab. Power unit. Power sources acting as the unit's heart. Supply engine required for operation and handle total output. Okay. Use the dial specification as the gauge bar on the left. This gauge changes to when 4 or more modules are synthesized. Let's try changing the type. You can cancel. Changing the type. Yeah, because unit requires. Okay, I understand what I have to do, but it's more complicated than I thought it would be. So I need to do now. Let's go here. Okay. Satisfied now? That's really amazing. Honestly, I knew you ran a repair clinic, but I didn't know you were this skilled. Even with the latest D5AL equipment, it wouldn't be this fast for the level 1 mock maintenance. I see you in a new light. This is nothing. If I want to attract EV customers this time, strangely named repair clinic of yours, I cannot tolerate a single maintenance error. First impressions are most important wherever you go. If you care so much about first impressions, why don't you ease that suspicious slogan on the front door? Besides, there needs to be comfort during the repair process for them to feel emotionally stable and open up. I just can't understand that creepy philosophy of yours. I should probably start doing up shop now. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, let's just save. Okay, welcome to the repair clinic. Dialogue. Hey, Chris. Ah, pray. What brings you here at this hour? What about your cafe shift? Are you watching the popular show airing these days? Buff Girls O'Hara. Buff Girl O'Hara. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Are you watching it? I do watch it every week, but then this will be quick. In yesterday's episode, do you remember the scene where O'Hara smashed Mr. Blind with a magical pile driver? O'Hara rarely gets pushed into a corner. So seeing her fight back with a double nosebleed and crushed Blink's neck for a comeback was quite a twist in many ways. That's exactly it. What exactly is it? What exactly are you trying to say? A villain showed up at our shop and they took like they desperately need that pile driver. I knew you didn't understand. I only understood that you have a difficult customer. Could you speak a bit more clearly? They say he's a bigwig from Sunshine Corp. He claims his mere visit is a favor to his crappy shop, and threatened that he could turn off all the Neo shine in the district with a single word. A different routine every day. I envy how today is unlike yesterday. Ah, shut up. Anyway, thanks to that big shot, it's been nothing but new stability officer faces all morning. Those guys are hard to find when you actually need them, but they swarm like rats for this. I thought there was a terrorist attack or something. So that's what happened. What brings such a person to a backwater like this? I don't know the details, but it seems he came to negotiate with the manager of this commercial district. Something about increasing the Neo Shine subscription fee around here starting next month. What is this Neo Sunshine thingy? And remove the free neon shine street lights. Controlling the light, his actions are just like Mr. Blind. See why I bought a buff girl? If Mrs. Mrs. Blind has appeared in reality, then a magical pile driver isn't out of the questions either. Can you go and try it? It's way out of my experience and job description, but I can mimic it. I knew it. I wanted to pour coffee in his face, but now I feel a bit better. Right, and if you're really going to try it, be careful. The security is intense. You could get arrested just for keeping your hands in your pocket. And then again, today, my secret power will remain hidden. Anyway, raising subscription fees is a pretty big deal. I was thinking of subscribing to a hologram figure for my lonely room, but with the increased fee, it'll be tight. Same here. Really? EVs are relatively free from LDS, so why do you really need to subscribe to Neon Shine? It's only relatively free. If our condition worsens, data loss occurs, and we could have problems more serious than humans. Plus, I've got someone to look after. You mean Remy? Remy is family. It's a cat. Does being a cat mean it can't be family? You'd better watch your words in front of our Remy. Prey showed her claws, adopting an aggressive cat-like stance. Please forgive me. I'll make an exception for this, because I'm generous. Anyway, if the subscription fee goes up, I'll have to give up on the item I was planning to buy. What were you thinking on getting? Buff Girl collaboration merch. They're doing a collaboration with a new... Oh fuck, I just pressed and I don't think I... Oh, I have backlog. So, they're doing a collaboration with Neurostimulation Unit for EVs. They announced that pre-order will start on the day of the last episode airs. The thing people come up with. What do you mean the thing they come up with? This collaboration product is amazing. They said when the empathy unit activates and overloads, it shakes your cognitive abilities, creating the illusion of transforming. It's basically another way of saying you must buy this. What on earth does that mean? And aren't the expression shake cognitive abilities and illusion of transformation seriously suspicious? Are you making a fuss over nothing? Besides, considering the chip you usually use, I don't think you are in a position to talk. What do you say? Those are legitimate related VR chips, you know. I didn't even put them there for you to see. You just looked at them on your own. I have no intentions of respecting your tastes, but if I may give you a piece of personal advice, in a repair clinic, even EVs are the main customers. Displaying chips with covers showing EVs and humans getting intimate doesn't seem like a very good choice. I just put frequently used items where they're easy to use. It's inevitable in a workshop with lots of tools. I feel like I just heard some terrible information. If you're lonely, why don't you just find a lover? I'm sorry, but... Okay, I'm sorry. Prey apologizes quickly. Prey? Why do you call them prey? It was as if she didn't want to hear it. Did she foresee what I was going to say? And I can ask for a simple repair. I need to create an excuse to tell the boss. Sure, repairs are always welcome. Create an excuse for Prey's absence. Target moves 28. Oh, okay. Oh. Don't you think the name Neon Shine's super tacky? Like a middle-aged man trying to look cool. I agree with that part. It sounds like a name where they changed one syllable from neon sign, and celebrated themselves for being extremely witty. It's really a comedy that the person agreeing with that has a repair clinic with a name just as bad. Okay, so I have to put one here and one here. Okay, that was easy. What exactly does the stimulation from the empathy unit feel like? I only learned about it in theory, but I was curious since I've never felt it myself. It's similar to humans. If humans feel it through muscle contractions, blood flow changes, and hormone secretion, for EVs, that's just replaced by the empathy unit. Stimulating the indirectly gives a quite pleasurable feeling. So it's like an orgasm. It doesn't exactly match, but it's probably the closest thing. Then what about the collaboration merge you mentioned earlier? That's I was just curious about what it feels like to transform. They say, oh, for fuck's sake, they say power surges through you. Sure, whatever. Okay, I can do this. Move it here. Oh, well, not that. And okay. Okay, that wasn't that bad. All done. There were no major issues. Oh, my stiff back feels completely refreshed. Is this what it feels like like when O'Hara purifies her blood with brief seed? Is it okay to mention my crude repairs in the same breath as something so noble? Crude? You're too strict with yourself. No one around here can match your skills. Enough. Pray, save the talk for after you buy me a beer. You make a fuss even when I compliment you. What a personality. Uh, yeah, I guess he's the same type of person that he doesn't like praising. And praising makes him feel like, ugh, icky. It's the same here. It's just like, oh, my model is just moving all around. Sorry, I wasn't looking at my model. I was just like right in front of the screen because I want to see what is going on. Now I can be a lot more relaxed because I thought it was something more like a real operation. It's just like, okay. I noticed earlier your power unit was screaming again. Aren't you overworking yourself lately? It must be because a lot of zombies have been gathering in front of the shop lately. They've practically set up camp there. Zombies? You mean flicker patients high on drugs? Usually they just scramble around spotting nonsense. No, those are blackouts. It's a state where even radical methods like electronic drugs can prevent damage to the frontal lobe and neural network. Why does that sound just like pompous words? Just like slapping, slapping just like frontal lobe and neural network, and that's gonna sound like really good. You can consider their ego and personality that are virtually destroyed. Lately, the media seems to just call them zombies instead of severe LDS patients. I've been here for a while, but I just thought they were drug addicts. Drug addicts are probably better off than them. Aren't they both equally in the gutter? At least junkies have their infinite love for drugs left, and blackouts are worse. Infinite love. Seeing them throw away family, lovers, and probably property without hesitations, isn't that the perfect expression? It's like if it's not you, then the world doesn't matter. Truly an impossible devotion. In contrast, blackouts are like empty shells with even their desires gone. They wander around following the light by instinct. And when they find a neon shine, they swarm like gnats and won't leave. Chasing light suggests they still have at least minimal desires left. If you saw them, you'll think I'm exactly right. They aren't moving to find light. It's just that it's the only stimulus left that they can react to. If they crawled around looking for light normally, maybe you'd be right. Of course, they would become something even more terrible. As I recall, the shop you work at has a floor to ceiling glass window on the side. Right, and cleaning away the gnats that gather there is one of my daily tasks. That's probably the cause of 80% of my power unit overloads. And the other 20% is because of the idiot removing streetlights? Exactly. Every day must be tough. It gives me a headache just thinking about how much tougher it's going to get. You know that happiness and unhappiness are influenced more by future events than the present? That is true. Wasn't that a study on human psychology? Humans and EVs are pretty much the same. Do you realize that statement conflicts heavily with your critique of my taste before the repair? I come back because I respect it. Oh ho. My head feels like exploding as it is. Do you have to make me say useless things? Okay, so she's kind of a tsundere. If you plan to keep wrecking me to rip off repair fees, you'd better be prepared. I'm sorry, customer Pray Emery. I stopped joking. I have to go now. Even a justified absence is a problem if it's a drag on. I don't want to get fired and become a zombie rubbing my face against a glass window. But now the streetlight idiot should have left the shop too. You're sharp. Good sense, as always. It was a pleasant conversation today, Pray. Me too. See you later, Chris. Pray hurriedly left the door with something. Yeah, it seems she spent more time than expected, distracted by the chat. It's already time for lunch. Already? Let's take a break. Already. I guess he's the one who just like opens. An Evie stood before me, though there was no sound of the door opening. Despite her polite attitude and likable first impressions, I couldn't quite feel at ease. All TNDLS models are government-affiliated EVs, usually distinguishable by their department mark. But I couldn't see any mark on the EV before me, nor was there any other way to confirm her affiliation. Of course, nothing official in Chroma City was particularly trustworthy, but I reacted unusually sensitively to that mark. Pray say I look at the mark with eyes of a sinner, which probably isn't polite behavior towards a customer. Before we start, excuse me, but may I ask what specific purpose you are specialized for? If it's military, private maintenance is illegal. Ah, you wouldn't know since I'm not wearing protective gear on my day off. I'm Orca O. O'Hara from the Urban Recovery Agency of Chroma City. You can just call me Orca for short. Although designed for rescue and disaster recovery operations, I am a model equipped with multiple purpose functions like other EVs to reduce citizens' aversion. A rescue. You have quite an ordinary appearance for someone developed to rough sights. In fact, it wasn't an ordinary appearance. Rescue specialized TNDLS models possess an appearance generally considered beautiful to reduce aversion. That's because we mostly rely on external equipment. The design direction of the model also has the motto Universal Fit. I like how it looks. There are many places to attach external equipment. This is for attaching the power exoskeleton during entry. This is for installation, thrust engine, and the tail part. It was quite embarrassing to watch her lift parts of her body here and there and introduce her model. But Orca seems unwaved of it and chattered excitedly for several minutes. How is it? I understand very well that it's not military. Besides that, nothing. I was just trying to apologize for being rude earlier out of surprise. Of course, that wasn't it. Really? I didn't feel it was that rude. That's because kind people are rare towards government affiliate EVs. If your father was similar to others, then that's normal. That makes sense. What kind of maintenance are you here for? I was recently assigned here, so I needed to submit an inspection confirmation by tomorrow. There aren't any major problems, so it shouldn't take long. It looks that way, but you never know until you check. I'll boot up the maintenance console, so please wait a moment. Uh-huh. Perhaps because everyone is preparing for Polar Night Day, that streets are intensely lively, aren't they? Polar Night Day? One of the Chromo City's prides and the prides of prides. A holiday unique to the city and a festival ground. I had even forgotten that it wasn't far off. It's a holiday unique to this city. Did you come for sightseeing before? You don't have to say if it's hard to talk about. Now, a few years ago, I visited Chroma City due to a support request. It just happened to be Polar Night Day. There was a support request even to nearby cities? Yes, back then I was working in Luminant City, located south of Chroma City. It was completely chaos. The violence and confusion amidst the cheers of the festivals were shocking even to me. The hologram panorama covering the sky and below it explosions mixed with smoke must have been terrible. Yes, screams mixed with beautiful night views and hopeful music are quite shocking. The show went off as if indifferent to the tragedy, and most of the crowd was too intoxicated by the festival to even know what was happening. The organizers who knew about the accident went along with it too. It was probably because of the budget. The hologram panorama called Chromatic Zentus is one of Chroma City's prides. They say it's for the citizens, but they put an astonishing astronomical budget into it because it's an even an event that generates huge tourist revenue. Too much money has already been poured into cancel just because an accident occurred. So it's about money. Oh no shit. Excluding talk of budget and compensations, all that's left of Chroma are patience. Not that I like it, but it's the unavoidable reality. And that's sad. I'm sorry, I unintentionally said something depressing. It's just reality. Nothing is as boring as realistic talk. Living day by day, whether you like it or not, it's reality. Even an interesting show gets boring if you watch it hundreds of times. The same for music. If you listen to a song like way too many times or the same genre every let's change the music. Okay. We're talking about music, but it was just like repeating in my head. So it's hard for the story of a day repeated thousands of times to be interesting. It's natural to draw the stories of vacation escapades or figures brought on impulse. Rather than talk of neon shine, subscription fees, or utility bills, I can accept I can accept it rationally, yet I can't help but empathize experientially. Most hobbies are, after all, escapes from ordinary daily life. Yes, sadly now, even hobbies are seen as, oh, you're gonna make it a side hustle? That's why people go crazy for, oh, Jesus, the keyboard, my new keyboard. That's why people go crazy for polar night days. And tourists visiting from the other side of the globe too see the chromatic zenith. Because the coming tomorrow isn't enjoyable because they're tired of reality. They close their eyes and ears and force themselves to shout that they are and to shout that they are happy now. Wanting to run away from pain. It's one of humanity's instincts. Whoops, I sounded really like my dial equipment again. 0 point for cell pitch, right? Sometimes creaking sounds make you feel alive, whether machine or human. But by any chance, are you doing maintenance with a first generation dial? Don't worry too much. I've safely repaired the TNDLS's model several times with this rugged friend. Why does the word safely sound so scary? Oh, the dial is ready. Shall we begin? Okay, let's... Okay. So I need to make oh, whoops. Okay, one repair. Any repair. I've completed the unit replacement from this part. How is it? How is it? Please feel free to tell me if there's any discomfort or awkwardness. No, it's much more comfortable than I thought. My worries before the maintenance were pointless. It actually feels smoother than the 5th generation dial. Now that's a relief. But should I say it tingles? It keeps troubling. Please be a little gentle. This area is densely packed with neural elements. It's very sensitive. Oh dear, I'm clumsy because it's been a while since I maintained a TNDLS. I'll try to be as gentle as possible. Okay, there's one. Oh fuck. Didn't want to do that. Repair. I need to, okay. Got it. Each TNDLS model has one unique organ, right? That's right, because each model specifies in a different purpose. I've seen animal ears or reverse joint types, but this is my first time seeing a tail. The EVs of the Scarlet Response Unit under the Urban Recovery Agency, to which I belong, are all TNDLS models, and we have tails like me. That's fascinating. Usually, what is this tail used for? In our case, we maintain use it to clear broken debris or break down walls to enter. For something used to crush for something used for such rough purposes, didn't you say it was a sensitive part earlier? The external armor is in high strength. The, the external armor is high strength special alloy, so it's fine in the field. But when opened internally, for maintenance, is almost defenseless. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful to work delicately. As you say, it was a regular checkup, and there were no major problems, so it finished quickly. Oh? That unknown heavy feeling that was dragging me down has disappeared. Oh, it's more than that, it's refreshing. Manager, you have quite an interested look on your face right now. Orca's reaction was so vivid that I focused without realizing it. I'm glad you're satisfied. I should be thanking you. It feels similar to that unique sensation when speeding through the city centers on a bike. Roaming Chroma City while feeling the wind directly, you have a bolder hobby than I thought. Yes, in Luminant City, my hobby was riding a bike to get some air on my days off. I don't have a car in the first place, and I like bikes. And I prefer the openness of a bike to the enclosed space of a car. That particular stimulations where the gaze of others mix into the liberating feeling of being open on all sides. Fudge. The peculiar stimulation where the gaze of other mixes into the liberating feeling of being open on all sides feels really good. I know that I really like it as well. I like going with the bike. It's so liberating. Especially when you're just like biking on a bridge. That that is a really good sensation. Every hobby has its own tastes. I apologize for the roughness during the maintenance. No, it's just because I'm particularly sensitive compared to the same model. Because you keep talking to me in between, I felt reassured at the end and it didn't hurt at all. And my body feels completely lighter too. I can endure this much for this level of effect. Orca started stretching her body here and there as if to show off. A careless Evie in a narrow space. As long as she doesn't bump into anything, it's not a bad view. Actually, I didn't do much. I just replaced a few neural units to suit the environment lacking photonic data. You mean because there's a lack of light? Exactly. Both humans and EVs cannot live without sunlight. That's why subscribing to neon shine is particularly essential in Chroma City. So that's why my colleagues ask if I subscribe to neon shine. Because unless it's chroma, you won't have problems due to lack of light. They make survival a pained surface. Chroma claims it's the same logic as food being paid. Sometimes we might even get billed for breathing. That's the same. I was thinking the same thing. What am I gonna do next? But just like make subscriptions on paid air. Huh? Still, EVs are a bit better off. Humans can fall into depressions of neon shine is cut off just for 2 days. They called it LDS, right? Correct, it started for light deficiency syndrome. Simply put, it's a disease caused by not receiving light. The body is signaling system gets tangled, and for EVs, noise accumulates in the photonic neural network. The depressions and power drop you felt recently are probably due to this. My external equipment felt heavier than usual after coming to the city. It wasn't just my imaginations. Body and mind are inseparable. Psychology inevitably changes according to the state of the body. It's funny for me, an Evie, to say this, but that's very mechanical. I think so too. But humans are similar, just a difference between metal and flesh. Most psychiatric drugs treat psychological problems by regulating hormones. And the medical measure called defibrillation is basically the same principle as rebooting a machine called a human. Moving by electrical signals and physiological and emotional judgments changing according to the hardware environments are also the same. Personally, I don't see any reason to distinguish between humans and EVs. If that's the philosophy created this repair shop, it's quite cool too. Personally, personal conversations is a core service of dialogue. Anyway, you say today was. Damn it. Anyway, you said today was your day off, right? That's right. It's been hectic with moving and dispatch calls for a few days, but finally it's a break. Actually, if there are no dispatches, I mostly get some downtime. Moving alone sounds terrible. I agree with that, but it's over. Do you have any recommended places for a change of mood? I recommend the cafe on the first floor of the building opposite. Ah, I saw it on my way here. The name started with Re. Do you mean Retrojan? Retro. What was it? Retrojan. The pronunciation is a bit odd. Ah, is it that Trojan from the Trojan horse? It is an unusual. It's as unusual a name as this place. Right, I heard from the owner that is combinations of Reto and Trojan virus. It's reflected the ambitions of infiltrated retro trends like a Trojan virus into the flashy high-tech city. While hearing that, it sounds pretty plausible. It's a retro concept cafe that's hard to find these days, and drinking the owner's hand-dripped coffee is the joy of my life. A retro concept in the city, interesting. And one more thing, avoid places with too many people. In this season, scenes of people densely gathered often led to a sight of them being taken away by a stability officer. Thanks for the advice, Chris. When the night gets too long, people tend to get sensitive, even if they are stability of officers. Thinking of the city's stability officers as police in the other cities, that's a mistake. Still, there is no harm in being careful. I should I should quietly enjoy this festive year and atmosphere by myself. Have a good time, Orca. Thank you. See you next time. It's already evening. I should call it a day. And I should just like end the stream. Hope it went well. But for the moment, I'll just end it like this. It's gonna be almost an hour long, but I'll be streaming this game again, so I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you guys.